Hey,
How's it going, everybody?
hey. All right. So if you clicked on this video, it probably means you are in a situationship and you're not sure if you should walk away from it or not. We're going to talk about it, but before we
I'm
do,
Terrence and Jill of God-Ordained Union, and our mission is simply to help increase kingdom marriages.
yes, yes. So if you desire to be married, we are your cheerleaders. Um, Marriage is the goal. But you have to journey to get there. And so we like to believe that we are helping to encourage you to get there. The enemy does not want you married. And so we've been there. I was 52 when I walked down the aisle to marry Terrence.
I was 54.
54. So we were older. I never had any children. I never had been married. And so there was the enemy was on his job. And so, but this one and that one, we know Christ. Yeah, but the enemy did not stop doing what
No,
he was trying to do. He
no,
was
he
trying to
didn't.
do what he was trying to do is to keep us apart, to keep marriage from happening. And so you're probably feeling like that. What's wrong with me? Does God hear my prayer?
Have I gotten too old? Has he passed me
Right.
by?
Did I miss my
Yeah.
person? And so the enemy wants you to think that. He wants you to believe that. He wants you to believe that all those things are accurate, and they're not. They're not. So
No.
you're on the right channel. If you came across this channel, we'd like to believe that God is ordering your steps.
Already.
So already. So yes, please subscribe. We go live
Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, and we also do pre-recorded videos like this one. Drops every Sunday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we also live chat. So like this video, we're not live, but we're live chatting. Hey, y'all. So please turn on your notifications. Also, we invite you to pray with us every Friday night starting at 11:50 p.m. It's on Zoom. We don't host it. Terrence speaks probably once a month. He is the guest. He does the opening. But it's hosted by my mom, Pastor Joyce. And so if you want to join us every night or every Friday night in prayer, you can do so. Go to our website, a God-Ordained Union.com, and look on the calendar. On the calendar, it'll give you all the information about the prayer call. While you are on our website, please consider joining our private group. We have a private group called God-Ordained Connections, and it's where a group of us come together and we talk deep. We're talking about some deeper things. And so this is a very public platform. And so there's some things that you may not want to share, but things that we want to discuss with you, we want to share with you, and you want to share with us. And so that is the place to get questions answered and really to talk deep, deep, deep. We meet in the private group every first and third Tuesdays
at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, 8 p.m. So right after the live, we go right into the private group, the first and third Tuesday. So it's a small monthly donation. Most of that it's $11. So most of that goes towards our private foundation, the Terrence and Jill Smith Foundation, which we are helping to combat loneliness and social isolation. So we encourage you to join us. The next time we meet is August 5th. So
so join that group. We look so forward to seeing you there, and we have lots and lots of fun, and the discussions are powerful.
Yeah,
you don't want to miss it.
Yes, discussions are powerful, and starting in August, we're going even deeper. We just started the group in July, and so July 1st, July 1st. So now, we are just getting a feel of the group, and so this next one is going to be more powerful. So, join us. We invite you to join us. Any more announcements?
Yeah, we also, because of you asking for more, we also are starting to put out an additional video every week.
Okay, yep.
So please turn your notifications on, because that video may not be on the very same day every week.
Okay.
So in order for you to get the notifications, you got to turn it on so you know when we drop it. It might be Wednesday, it might be Friday. You just don't know.
Right.
So by turning on your notifications, that help you know that there's a video dropping on a particular day, and you'll be able to get that.
Yes, yes. All right. So we got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you all. Welcome. Yes. And you might not have gone through our videos because we got
well over 700 videos.
Okay, yeah. So we've talked about this before, but not to this extent. So we've been reading the comments as we usually do. We've been reading the comments, and there is a common question, a common thread, a common question. And what it is that, and this is mostly for women. It is these comments are coming from women, but this is this situation that often happens with women. And so what happens is that you're in a situationship. You may have gotten through the attraction phase. You may have established a connection or two. But you're in limbo. It's like it's gone dead, so to speak.
Now you came to a point where you just don't know if it's going anywhere.
Yeah, you don't know if it's going anywhere. And so you don't know what to do. You're hopeful that it will end up in marriage, but it's looking quite grim. And while this video is very timely, is because the word has gone forth that marriages are happening. And so I believe that the enemy, one of the ways that the enemy works to stop it is to send counterfeits to hold you up in a corner. And so this video is really going to be liberation if you allow it to be. And so while we say you got to know when it's your time to leave a relationship that no longer serves you, of course, we ain't talking about marriage. We're talking about, a situation that you're dating that no longer serves you. We just need to put it out there is we're not talking about, a selfish thing. It's all about what you want and you're walking away from a good man. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you're in a situationship where you're giving. You're serving, but you're not being poured back into. And so that's what we're talking about. And so if you listen, this video can really serve as some deliverance for you. Also want to put out there is that before we talk about these points is that there's a difference between being in the processing of with your person and prolonging.
Yes.
There is a big difference.
Big difference.
And you've got to have discernment to know the difference. And that will really make you know if you should stay or leave. And so, all right, I'm going to turn over to this man because he going to talk to y'all ladies.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. First of all, I also want to make this clear. Every time we do a video, know that we're talking to believers.
Yeah.
We're talking to people that is putting God first. Because a lot of the things we say can go in a totally different direction if we wasn't talking about true believers. So let's just know that. So we don't need people hitting us up saying X, Y, Z, but you're not a believer. Then what we're saying doesn't even pertain to you.
And
so I wanted to make sure we put that clear because that could eliminate a lot of confusion with people that this isn't even for.
Yeah, and especially those who are married. Again, we're not talking about married couples.
Yeah.
So if you got the wrong mate or that, I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't get married.
But that's a covenant.
At the moment.
And we stay away from covenants.
True.
So.
Yes.
All right.
So with that being said, you come to a point where you put some time in. You feel like you've been there a while and you've been going through this process, and now you got into a point where you just don't know what's up. And, you're starting to see a lack of communication. The communications are very surface, and you can't get him to speak about anything of importance. And I'm going to share something with you, ladies, that you need to understand. You need to think about when you get to this point, what parameters you all set in the beginning. Because here's what'll happen. You will start a relationship and everything is great in the beginning. You're just meeting people, you're excited. And you sit there and he says something like, I'm not looking to be serious. I'm just looking for somebody to kick it with. I'm just looking for somebody to have some fun with. I'm just looking for somebody to hang out with. And you feel, I'm okay with that. Because I feel once we've been together for a certain amount of time, it will turn serious, or I can change him into seeing me as the one. Don't do that with men. Don't ever, ever, ever do that with men. Why? Because you're going to end up in this scenario. And when you do, the first thing he's going to say, and he ain't going to say it in the beginning, it's going to be after you get so tired and irritated because he's not giving you any type of response when you're trying to ask him what's going on. And finally, he's going to get to a point where he's fed up or he's upset because there's something else he's trying to do that day that you're staying in his face. And then he's going to say, when we first met, he's going to run back that whole conversation. I told you, boom, 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 and you agreed.
So lack of communication.
So the lack of communication is he's going to say, you're the one that has the misunderstanding. Because I told you. Yes, because he's going to say, because I told you way back when, this is what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for anything serious.
So it goes back to when you and I first started talking, and you told me up front, you said, I want to take this slow.
Yep, I did.
And so I had to wholeheartedly was in agreement. It wasn't in the back of my head, but, well, yeah, I'm going to go along with this, but, you know, you're going to have to hurry up and put a ring on my finger. Didn't even know him. And so, but I wholeheartedly was in agreement with you. So if he tells you, I just want to kick it, you need to be wholeheartedly in agreement and understand what that is.
Because at that moment, he is being 100% transparent. He's telling you exactly, this is what I want.
The red flags be in the beginning.
And why
be an issue.
And why is this an additional problem? Because a man will stay in that state with a woman that he does not see as the one he's going to marry for a long, long time.
If they tell you, this is where this is where the communication is is out of whack. If he tells you, believe what he says. There's a difference between him telling you that and then him thinking in his head without telling you, I only want to kick it with this person. At that point, you'll start to see it in his actions. But he really could be saying in his mind, going into it, thinking, I just want to be with somebody I could just kick it with. And it really could turn to something great. But if he tells you.
And not only tells you, think about it. When a man decides, okay, I need to start seriously thinking about getting married. Unless something is going spectacular in the relationship he's in most cases, he don't even include that woman in his options. Why? Because you've done some things that he think a wife would not do. So he already eliminated you because you allowed him to get away with doing some things that he felt, I can't do this with a wife, but I can do it with a girlfriend.
Which goes to the point of some men hold you there as a placeholder.
Until they feel like they found or saw the one that they want to spend the time.
That's the hard truth. And the other part is, and when you're talking about, so that's because those are, honestly, those are strong men. But when you're talking about a weak, insecure man, he may hold you there because he needs you to want him.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother video conversation. Yeah. But you've got to know that, you know what I'm saying? You got to, when you go into communication, has to be what is more listening than anything.
That's why we always recommend you seek God's counsel. because the Holy Spirit can give you discernment. But you got to go into it looking for discernment from the Holy Spirit off the gate. That way, if the Holy Spirit will reveal to you quickly what's going on one way or the other. That way, you know you're being led. Because some people can look like the one, they can smell like the one, they can walk like the one, they can talk like the one, but they're not the one. It's called a counterfeit. And we all know it. And the counterfeit looks so much like the real thing. You can spend years in a relationship with someone that you're not meant to spend the rest of your life with.
You know what? The sad truth, though, is that it's one thing to be deceived by the counterfeit, but a lot of people are just being deceived by the obvious.
By themselves.
By the obvious. Like, you know, if you're doing all the calling and all the texting, like the lack of, when you talk to the person on the phone, they ain't talking about nothing. They not inviting you nowhere. They not including you in anything. Lack of communication, miscommunication, that was number one. Yeah, that could really sum it up. But this is where it's usually blurred lines. Like, yeah, well, I did talk to him. Well, did you call him? Yeah, I called him, and he was glad to hear from me. No, he might need you to want to have, he gets a thrill off of you, quote unquote, chasing him. So yeah, it fuels him. So yeah.
Yeah, and the next thing, number two, is there's confusion. You have no idea what's up. But I'm gonna tell you, if the man truly wanted to be with you, he would make sure that every step of the way, you know you're not in this by yourself. He's going to tell you some things. For an example, I'm gonna use me as an example. Okay, I told her. She just admitted. I told her in the beginning I wanted to take it slow. 6 months, less than 6 months later, I proposed to her.
Well, actually, you told me you wanted to take it slow when we were in the talking stages.
That's true. That's true. But about 6 months after we start seeing each other face to face,
you proposed.
I proposed.
Yeah, and halfway through. Okay, so for the time we saw each other to the time 6 months later you proposed, but about 3 months after you saw me, you said, and I have it on a video. You told me something.
I told you I want you to understand that you're not in this by yourself. That I'm into you just like you're into me. Yeah. I didn't want her to think it was one-sided. So
and I didn't.
I put that out there up front. She didn't even ask for that information. I shared it, and I said, I need you to know this because I don't want you to feel like this relationship is one-sided and I'm getting what I want out of it, but you're not getting what you want. So I wanted to make sure she knew we both were going into this knowing that we were both into each other.
Yeah, he was like, I just want you to know I'm really into you. And I was like, okay. And this is the thing, you said it. He said it while he had traveled to Raleigh to see me. He had said it when he was in my hometown dating me. He had said it. I want you to know that this is my intent. Like, I'm really feeling you. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, so you want to know that. And I think because men know women want to know that. At least I did anyway. So I wanted to put that information out front. So when I'm not there, because we was long distance. So when I'm not there, in the back of my mind, the enemy's trying to play games and say, he ain't into you. You ain't the one, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't want that to play out at all.
Yeah.
So I made sure I shared that information to give her that up front. So when I'm not there, and the enemy's trying to play tricks, she knew that wasn't God.
Yeah, because confusion, which is number two, mental and emotional acrobats is real.
Yeah.
And you ladies, you know how that is. He calls one day, you on a high. And then, you don't hear from him, and then you get confused, like, what is going on? Does he not like me? And then you get to the consistency thing, and he's not being consistent, but then he calls and you on a high again and you're happy, and and he ain't doing nothing of quality. Like, there's no taking you out and whining and down you, or he could be gotten you in rotation, but it's confusion. Everything is so vague. You don't know.
And he's doing it on, like, when you are upset.
Yeah, that too.
He's doing it as a way to say, let me help squash this. Let me take you out. we wine and dine you, and then you're like, oh my God, you got me some flowers, you're taking me out
You
to
got
eat.
me some
And as soon
flowers.
as you forgave him for whatever issue you was upset about, he goes back to being himself again.
Yep. Yes.
So you have to be aware of things like that.
Yeah, especially if he hits your love language. If he knows, if he's mastered your love language, and say if it's gifts, and he, you haven't heard from him for 3 weeks, and then he sends you some flowers, or he gives you a gift. Because I'm a woman, you're like, I've been there. Like, we will, like, that's enough to hold us for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And keep us in limbo and miss our person. And so yeah, confusion. If it's confusion, that's the time to walk away.
Look, and that's not only a time to walk away, but God is not the God
Of
of confusion. So that should tell you right then, there's something going on here that isn't for my good. It's time for me to start thinking of an exit strategy.
Right.
And then the last one, a loss of interest. Look, men need to pursue. Men are physical creatures. Now, I'm telling you both of them because of this right here. You get to a point where a man is being taken care of physically. That resonates with him. He will stay there as long as he feels it's going to benefit him, not you, benefit him. But because we need to pursue, when you keep trying to reach out to him, you keep sending him texts, you keep calling him, you keep trying to do things to communicate, he's going to look at that as you're pursuing him, and he no longer needs to pursue you. So what happens? He's going to lose interest. And as he loses interest, it's going to look like he's cold. When he see you, he don't have a spark in his eye that he had when you first met. When you are trying to have a conversation, he's going to have plans to go do with other people. It might even be his boys. But the point is, you're not included. And what happens, men need some separation time in order to miss you enough that when they are around you, they want to be around you, not just to keep you quiet or to keep you satisfied until he finds something else to do.
Right.
So you got to be really aware of what's going on in the dynamics of who's chasing who. Because you can set yourself up by saying, I want to show him that I'm really into him and this and that. But what you unintentionally did was start pursuing him and chasing him. And now he's losing interest in chasing you because you're always coming after him. He don't have a moment to miss you, to say, man, I need to call my lady. I need to go home because I've been out here with the fellas all day. No, he's going to be like, man, I've been with her all day. I'm hanging out tonight. You know what I mean? She'll be okay when I get there.
That's why a couple of points I wanted to make. It's once you give a man sex and you take it away, he's going to lose interest. So you got to have some clear boundaries in the beginning. But the other thing is that even aside from the pursuit and the sex and all of that, and the how the men like to be the lion or whatever, and you'll know if a man is interested in you. I mean, just off of some attraction connection stuff, you'll know if he is interested in you. And if you so it's one thing if you all say if you met on a dating site and
go ahead, I'm waiting on you to hit it. Go ahead.
So it's one thing if you met on a dating site and you are doing like a long distance and you're talking on the phone or whatever, and you may even did a FaceTime. But once a man is in your company, in your presence, and he does not, when he leaves you, he does not respond or pursue, that means that you did not wake up the king in him. You did not do something, because once he's in your presence, once he sees you, something should spark in him. And when he is more than just a want and a need, it's like you got his rib, you got his, you got a piece of him. So he's going to always want to be And we're not saying he rushing to put a ring on it. We're just saying he's just interested in being around you.
Company. Men will make time for you when they are interested. So when he's starting to make time for everything but you need to see that. And you need to understand that ain't him saying it. That's him doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's him doing it. A woman will never have to worry about how much a man cares about her when he's changing his schedule to put you in it, to include you in everything. Baby, what are we doing is I'm going here. I want you to come with me.
I want you to come with me.
I'm doing this. I was going to work Saturday, but I took the day off so you and I can do something.
What you doing Saturday? What are you?
He's going to make time. He's going to make time. You don't have to worry about it. If he has an interest, you won't have to worry about that. It'll be obvious based upon him changing his schedule and including you in it and making even more time in it for you.
When we saw each other that summer for the first time in June. We saw each other, and every weekend after that, because Terrence had to work every other weekend, but we were like on the phone every day, texting him a phone call. Before that, when we were just in talking stages, it could be like a week. I think the most we ever went was a week without hearing from each other. When we because we hadn't seen each other, we were just texting and talking on the phone. So it was like sporadic. It was like, just talking or whatever when we can catch each other, because we both had priorities and we had, but when we saw each other, it was like our whole life just started shifting. It was like, okay, it got to the point where we even defied the pandemic rules and law. Like they were saying, we couldn't get on the highway. We couldn't be on the highway at a certain point. We had to get permission to go from this line, cross this county line. This man wanted to see me. He was saying, forget that. Yeah, I'll put on a mask, but I'm going to see her. And we did that. And so it was 6 months later he proposed.
We bought big packs of masks and made sure both our cars was filled up with masks. And
yep. And look, and even if we was, and then let me tell you how bad it was, and maybe I shouldn't admit it here, but let me tell you this is how deep it was. It's because even if we were against getting the vaccine, the shot, we were both like, if it's going to let us be together,
we wouldn't have got all the shots together.
We wouldn't got the shots together. We got the shots together.
In line to get the first shot, get the second shot, and when they came up with a new one, we got that.
We was like, whatever it's going to take for us to like be able to see each other. And I remember we got that first shot, and we was both sick as a dog. We went back to because I took it in Charlotte. I went down to Charlotte and I took that shot. And we was both sick. We got, because they said you would get sick after. We were both sick we were so sick. And I remember we was both at your house, like in the bed, just sick with Gatorade and Tylenol and just, but yeah, we did it together because if you want, and we were like in our dating, it's because if somebody wants you, they're going to do what they got to do to be with you.
Especially for a guy, because we don't have a lot of complicated languages. We're just simple. So when a guy wants to be with you, it's going to be obvious that he wants to be with you. When a guy doesn't want to be with you, that's also going to be obvious. So you have to see it and then not tell yourself a different story.
Yep.
You have to say, he's telling me, he's showing me. I need to believe what he's showing me.
Yep. And let me tell you the point the point I really wanted to make in all of this is that letting go is one of the faith moves that you can make that is so powerful, because it's saying, Lord, I'm going to let this go because I believe you have better for me. I believe the one you have. And so the enemy and social media and everything else will have us to believe that you need to stay in a situation because of loyalty's sake and give the person a chance and give that black man a chance. You think it's all about you. You got to be patient. And we've said it here too. Like but again, there's a difference between processing and prolonging.
Yes.
And so a faith move, you want to make a faith move, let it go. That shows a faith move. Let it go and say, Lord, I believe that you got the one for me, and this is not it.
And look here, if you got God in your heart, God knows your heart posture. He knows what you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you got the strength and the courage and said, yes, Lord, I'm stepping away because I don't believe XYZ, and you step away, and that person was meant for you, gotta fix it.
It'll come.
Because he knows your heart.
He never
He'll fix it.
He
So
let
it's a
his
win-win.
grace catch you. It's a win-win.
It's really a win-win. So don't let yourself tell yourself that there's something going on that's not.
Yeah.
When you're watching it play out right in front of you.
But you also got to be careful of having the mindset that it may come back, because that also you can leave a situation physically, but you can still be in emotional and mental bondage, which is a soul tie. You can still be connected to that past person. And so when we say let go, Lord, whatever your will gonna be, it's gonna be. I'm gonna let this go, and I want who you have for me.
Right.
And seriously, wholeheartedly, let it go. Let it go.
Absolutely. So we hope this has given you a little bit of clarity.
Yes.
And again, seek the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Seek God on everything that you're going through, and allow the Holy Spirit to direct your steps.
Yes. All right.
So with that being said, we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.
Deuces.